Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Pokemon Emerald No Healing in Battle Wedlocke Challenge. In the last episode, we continued our adventure here in Pokemon Emerald, taking on the 4th gym leader of the game, Gym Leader Flannery, and we took her down no problems at all thanks to Queen Finny, our Azumarill. And in this episode, we have a very tight gap between this and the next level limit, being 31. So we don't have very much that we can do or that we would need to do before we go ahead and take on the next gym leader. However, this episode, we will be doing a little bit other than that. We are not taking on Norman this episode. I'm nowhere near ready. We have the desert to explore, and we have a couple other things that we can grab before we head back to Petalburg City and meet our father once again. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump down these ledges and make our way to Route 111, where we can now use the Go Goggles that we got from Brendan last episode to explore the desert. And no Mirage Tower. I don't know how that works. I don't know if it matters, because we get the fossil in the top right, I think. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so now we are on Route 111. Unfortunately, Cacnea is probably not going to happen. It's a 6% encounter. But you can repel trick it if you have a level 22 Pokemon in your party. However, I don't, and because this is a Wedlocke, I can't go grab one out of the PC or train one to 22 to do that with. I'm not allowed to do that. Now, if a Pokemon died against Flannery, I could have, because I would have had a new Pokemon to train up, and I could have come and done this before I trained them up fully. But because that didn't happen, we have to go ahead and hope for the best. I want Cacnea, it would be nice. Other than that, Baltoy would be kind of cool. Baltoy, Trapinch. The only thing I don't want is Sandshrew. It's just kind of basic, but it's the most common thing here. So that's probably what we'll get. Anyways, let's go ahead and get our encounter for Route 111 here. And my encounter for Route 111 is gonna be a Sandshrew. I figured. I mean, whatever. We get a Sandshrew. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes. All right, whatever. Let's go ahead and catch it. Yeah, I have nothing to weaken this thing with. I hope I have a lot of Pokeballs. It's been a while. Yeah, let's just throw Pokeballs. I'll see you guys when we catch it. Not only was that not the encounter I wanted, that was incredibly annoying to catch. Poisoning Queen Finny, sand in my face, Sand Veil, which makes me miss. This was very annoying, but luckily Gust was enough to weaken it just a little bit, and we caught ourselves a Sandshrew. Sandshrew being the mouse Pokemon, when it curls up in a ball, it can make any attack bounce off harmlessly. Its hide is turned tough and solid as a result of living in the desert. So with that being said, as you guys know, my naming theme for this playthrough is anything from the original Spyro the Dragon trilogy other than main characters or basic names. So with that being said, I'm going to check my list for a name for the Sandshrew, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, I think I've got a name for this thing. If it's a male, it's not. Alright, so I was going to name it, yeah, I mean, that could kind of work for it's a male dragon name, but it could work for a female. Yeah, let's go with that. So I'm going to name it after a male dragon egg from Spyro 3. I don't know what realm this one's from, or what world for that matter, but I like the way it sounds for, a sandy, mouse type Pokemon. So I'm going to go ahead and name this Sandshrew after that egg from Spyro 3, and the name of the egg I'm talking about, and the name for the Sandshrew is Rusty. We have Rusty the Sandshrew, which I think is kind of a cool name for, he's probably rusted over time in the sand, What would have my next encounter have been? Wait, the poison. That's right. Not gonna happen today, folks. No. We're gonna antidote that real quick. There we go. All right, beautiful. So, all right, what would have my next encounter have been? If it's a Cacnea, I'm gonna cry. I'll sit here and cry for a little bit. No, it's just another Sandshrew. That's fine. No Cacnea for us in this adventure. Makes me sad. There's not very many places where you can actually get a Cacnea in Pokemon. I mean, Ruby and Sapphire, they're like a 20%, but in this, they're just not common at all. Sad, but it's the only place you can get it. Oh well. All right, let's go ahead and put up front Basil and Farley. I would like Basil to fight for a little bit because now that he can actually fight by having Leaf Blade instead of just Absorb for a stab move. And there's a whole bunch of ground types. I think this is the perfect time for him to fight. And we can grab the fossil up here, right? No. The fossil is in the Mirage Tower. I know there's a way to force it. I'll deal with that after this. Either way, we're gonna go ahead and fight some trainers. We got lots of them to take down in this desert. Whole bunch of trainers before we take on Norman. And hopefully it'll get everybody in a range where training won't really have to happen, if that makes sense. If we can get everybody to like a flat level 30 off of these trainers, which is doubtful, then hopefully we'll be able to get most of them to 31 in the gym, which is good. I'm very worried for Norman. I am concerned a great deal because I don't have a good option for him. Obviously, like I said, I have the TM for Dig, which I can bypass most of his Truant Pokemon with, but that doesn't guarantee a victory without a death because my Pokemon have to be faster than his, and I don't know if that's entirely true. I don't know if the Pokemon I teach Dig to, which I don't know who I'm going to teach it to, by the way, is going to be faster than all of his Pokemon. Basil obviously would be, I would hope, but I don't think Basil can learn Dig, and if he can, do I want him to have it, is the thing, because it won't deal that much damage. It's an interesting situation to be in, because you have to think long-term, and I don't want Dig to be on a Pokemon that's not going to have it for the whole game. I want it to be something that I could use in strategies later down the line, but I don't know. It's strange. I was thinking of giving it to Farley. I'm at a loss, because I know in Pokemon Emerald, Norman's team is much different than it is in Ruby and Sapphire, so it's harder to cheese with Dig. He has a Linoon, a Spinda, a Vigoroth, and a Slacking, so I believe the only thing that Dig would ever be useful against is Slacking. So I'd have to prepare around that, as in having one Pokemon with Dig for Slacking, and then hopefully the other Pokemon on that pair can take down the other 3 Pokemon. That's going to have to be the strategy. I'm going to think long and hard about my strategy for Norman, because this is a part of the game where with the team that I currently have, I could lose almost everybody, or if not wipe. I could lose at least 4 or 5 of my Pokemon from him at least, which is scary. It's not something you want to be going into, but I don't have anybody on my team that is good for him, and somebody would have to die between here and there, which it just isn't going to happen. And I wouldn't want it that way anyways. I'd rather go into a hard gym battle with my team that's been here since the beginning and have nobody for them and then end up losing a whole bunch than killing one Pokemon off and then just having that one death. I want to try to make it through with the hand that I was dealt, and I think that makes for the best series. In my Pokemon Y adventure, I had something very similar happen on one of the earlier gyms where I was in a bad place for something, and I could have just killed one Pokemon off and went for it, or an added Pokemon, a Pokemon fourth that would have easily taken it down, or I could have just went in with the 6 I had and hoped that their power together was enough. And that's how I like to play the game. I don't ever want to play the game where I would just dispose of Pokemon to make my adventure easier, if that makes sense. I don't think that's right. I think I like to play these challenges as if they were real life, and if you're a real life Pokemon trainer, you're not going to kill your Pokemon to make room for somebody else. That's not right. Like, if you had, 6 dogs, and one of them you had to kill to potentially save all of them, you're not going to do that. You're going to try everything you can to make it out with all 6 of them. That's just something that any normal human would do, and I like to play my Pokemon games the same way. Everybody plays differently, obviously. You don't have to play like that, but it is something that I try to do. I look at it more of a challenge than trying to have morals. Like, I know I said last episode, I'm going to try to not talk about Big Brother in one episode. Well, I have a relation to that in a way. In the game of Big Brother and Survivor, everything relates back to it, I swear. But in the game of Big Brother and Survivor, some people play cutthroat. They play very nasty games, and in the end, the jury doesn't want to reward them the win because they were really nasty. Well, if I were to ever play Big Brother or Survivor, I would be one of the nastiest villains you've ever met. I would be cold-blooded. I don't care about morals. I care about winning. Now, it's a very different game than Pokemon to me, because I look at Pokemon as a way of taking a challenge to try to make it through without being nasty and cutthroat. I think it's more difficult to beat the game by using Pokemon that might not be looked at as something that would be great to use in that situation. I like to challenge myself as much as I can, and by playing in a way that would make the game more difficult for me, I feel like I earn a little bit more respect and a little bit more worth out of my playthroughs. That's how I like to play, but in Big Brother and Survivor, I would do it much differently, I think. I think I would try. It's different because when you're nasty in those games, it's harder to win. So I think it would be a fun challenge to try to win by being cutthroat. So I like to win a game, not just to win. I don't care about just winning. I care about winning in the most difficult of ways possible, if that makes sense. Yeah, sure, I like to take some easy routes. Like if I lost a pair right now, then I would add the best pair for Norman. That just makes sense. But I'm not going to do that intentionally. I'm going to do everything I can to do it without having to do that. And I think that's what makes the game fun, in my eyes. I mean, everybody obviously has different ways of enjoying a video game, and this is mine. And I hope you guys like to enjoy watching it. I know most of you do, that's why you guys are here. But I don't know. I feel like the victory of making it through... Do I not have any healing items? Do I seriously not have any items? That's annoying. Oh, that's annoying. I don't have anything? Oh, curse past me. I'm gonna use an orange berry on Busan. Yeah. The reason for that is I know this guy is a Sand Slash, and I want Busan to fight it for the experience. But, you know, I was like, wait a second. Does Sand Slash have any rock type attacks? No. I should be able to take it down Mega Drain, no problem. They have... Hey, Dusty. Dusty? Rusty? Oh my god. I'm telling you right now, you cannot write these challenges. I named a Sand Slash or Sand Shrew Rusty, and now this guy has a Sand Slash, and his name is Dusty. It's beautiful. I love it. I know they have no relation, Dusty and Rusty, but they're kind of alike, and they're, you know, dirty in a way, right? And, you know, sand is dirty. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm very happy with it. But yeah, like, how many people have you seen play? This is what kills me. I saw a very big YouTuber when I first started YouTube. I'm not going to name names. I watched one of their videos just to see how they play. You know, I just wanted to get a little bit of a sample size, you know, see how different people do different things. And in the first 5 minutes of the video I clicked on, it was a randomizer, of course, right? And they ran into a Stoutland. A Stoutland. No big deal. It was in the Moor of Icarus, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. And they looked at it, laughed, and said, who would waste their time with that? Something along those lines. Like it was a garbage Pokemon. It was a Stoutland. I could imagine somebody saying that about, like, a cast form. But a Stoutland? What's wrong with Stoutland? That really resonated with me, and Stoutland's not a bad Pokemon at all, as I have proven. So why is somebody so against it? They wanted to fill their team with your, they wanted to fill, I know Finny's in a bad spot, hopefully everything's okay, but, they wanted to fill their team with the Dragonites and the Slowkings and, you know, the big boy powerhouse, the big boy hitters. And that just bothers me. Like, why? What's wrong with playing the game using something you wouldn't? And I used to be the same way. Like, when I was a little kid, I always wanted the big boy stuff, but there was no fun in that. It's just super enjoyable trying to beat the game by playing with your favorites, like Karen would say, or beating the game by using super weak Pokemon that everybody would discard. I used a cast form once on a black and white 2 Wedlocke. It didn't make it to the end, but it was fun. Did a lot of really fun things for me. It was just an awesome experience. And I recommend to any of you that don't like to use the weaker Pokemon, definitely try. Do a Nuzlocke, a regular Nuzlocke, and anything weird you catch, anything you're like, wow, yuck, I would never use that. Use it. It's a blast. And I've never played Pokemon the other way again. And it's just something that's awesome to me. I don't know. It's just, it makes the little kid in me happy. Anyways, I'm very worried about this fight right now because Finny, I didn't mean to run into the double battle. That was a complete accident. And if you don't hit, thank you. Oh, that's scary. We need to hit there because of the Sand Veil made me miss, and we take it out. Thank you. All right, beautiful. Hopefully Finny hits 31 in this fight, because then Finny will be a level limit. Don't have to use Finny at all until after Norman. So that's the goal. These two are done, thankfully, and Finny survives, which I was concerned. I was. Running into a double battle like that with a pair you don't want to fight them with, it's not always a good thing, but we're good. All right, I'm going to continue to fight these ground types with Busan. Yeah, let's go ahead and spray another Repel. I don't want to run into anything. I know I'm killing my chance at a shiny, but come on. I'm not going to waste your guys' time when I know that's not going to happen, so I'll just go ahead and fight this guy. He wants to give me some of his sandwich if he loses. Wait, if I lose or if he loses? Because, like, if I lose, goodbye. I'm shutting the game off. Oh, a Halo? Are you kidding me? Why a Halo? I didn't heal Finny. Uh-oh. I was assuming it would be... Uh-oh. Please don't do that. Oh, I have Ice Beam, right? I should be fine. As long... Like, I mean, Wing Attack would do a lot of damage, but it's a Halo. So hopefully it just uses something stupid like Focus Energy. There we go. Focus Energy. Beautiful. And I should be able to outspeed. Now, I don't think it could do 52 damage with a crit Wing Attack. I just doubt it. Finny's 8 levels higher, kind of bulky. Well, it would have to do, like, 48, 47. Whatever Sandstorm downs me to. 46. I was close. Quick Attack. E. Oh, yeah, we fine. We fine. We fine, guys. All right, let's Ice Beam. Now, this guy could also have a Swellow. And then we's in trouble. We's in big troubles. So, I don't have any healing items. And 4 months ago, me could really... Oh, thank God. It's a Nuzlocke. Wait, that's not great, is it? I mean, yeah, that's fine. Gus, what am I talking about? We're good. Awesome. And I should have left Queen Finny in just so I could have switched out and got level 31, but I'll hit 31 at some point. It's not that big of a deal. If I have to do it during training, oh well. It's just, what, 2 wild battles? It's no big deal. And the reason Busan's a really good Pokemon to fight with here in the desert because of the Sandstorm, I have Morning Sun. So I can't heal, but I can heal because I have Morning Sun. No healing means no items in battle. For anybody that happens to be new, I can use things like Absorb and Morning Sun, of course. What's the opposite of Morning Sun? Moonlight. That's right. Moonlight would be Dustox? Does Dustox get Moonlight? I don't think so. I know Illumise does, right? Yeah. I'm pretty certain Peggy in the PC has Moonlight. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Busan hits level 30. That's awesome. See, how many people are you going to click on and find a Beautifly on their team right before Norman that's level 30? Most people would have laughed at Wurmple and knocked it out right away. Come on. Where's the fun in that? Also, that's the fun of a Wedlocke. Think about it. In a Wedlocke, you don't get to use just anything. Like, in a Nuzlocke, you can build your team up to be this crazy powerhouse of team, and in a Wedlocke, you kind of get stuck with the early route stuff. So it makes you appreciate the earlier stuff a lot more. Although I don't like Dustox at all because I've used it so many times. Not a fan. Did I fight them all already? Yeah, I did. I fought all of the desert trainers. Wow. My rambling helped bide our time. All right, how do you get the tower? I know you can get the tower. I just don't remember. I know there's a way to force it. I need to because I need to get the fossil so we can get our fossil Pokemon. I'm going to go ahead and heal up, and I'll figure it out, and I'll meet you guys back here once I find out how to get that tower to appear. I know there's a way. I know it's not like a time thing. If it is, then we never get in our fossil. That'd be unfortunate. Alright, guys. So, I found something out very strange that I didn't know about. To get the Mirage Tower to appear, you have to talk to the Fossil Maniac west of Fall Arbor Town. You know, by the little kid that gives you the TM for Dig. I don't know if that's true, but I read that online, and I went and did it, and it worked. So, I have no idea if that's actually how that happens, but I never knew that. I always just normally talk to him, but in this playthrough, I guess I didn't, because I knew he doesn't give you anything. But little did I know, he does. Wait a second. The Mirage Tower is a separate area? Hold up. It's not, is it? Give me a second. Okay, it turns out the Mirage Tower is a separate area. Meaning I could have come in here and hopefully gotten Sandshrew before I got my normal encounter, and then I could have maybe had a better chance at Cacnea. Oh well, but this guarantees me a Trapinch, which, hey, it's something. You know what? That's pretty cool. I'll take it. I think that's interesting that that's how that worked out. I ended up getting a Trapinch without even knowing that I guaranteed myself one. As you can see, when I go to save, this is a separate area. It's the Mirage Tower, and no, the fossil doesn't count as the Mirage Tower encounter. The fossil is a gift Pokemon. So we get a free Pokemon here. I didn't know that. That's very cool. So my encounter for the Mirage Tower is not a Sandshrew, because we just got a Sandshrew outside. My encounter for the Mirage Tower is... I was going to do a cool cut after I ran. It's going to be a Trapinch, which is pretty sweet. Now that I think about it, I probably should have led with Busan. I wasn't going to, just because I was afraid of like a rock type attack, because I think they get him, but I don't know if he has it yet. I'm just going to Rock Smash it. I have no idea what kind of moves this thing's going to have at this point, but hopefully I can weaken it pretty good. Feint Attack's good. That's not going to do much at all to Farley, so I guess I picked the right lead. Let's just Rock Smash like 2 more times. I'm just going to leave it there. I don't want to knock it out with a crit or something. I really want Trapinch. That'd be really cool. Flygon's a possibility now. I had no idea I could get an encounter here. I really didn't. Let's throw her a Peep Ball. Let's try and be cool. Hopefully I'll get it. Yeah, we did. We got it in a Repeat Ball. That's pretty sweet. Awesome. We got Trapinch. All right. Trapinch is the Ant Pit Pokemon. Its big jaws crunch through boulders. Because its head is so big, it has a hard time getting back upright if it tips over onto its back. Oh, I had a name for it, but when it evolves, it wouldn't make too much sense. All right, I'm going to check my list, which is anything from the original Spyro the Dragon trilogy, except main characters and basic stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and check my list for a name for this Trapinch, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, I've got a name for this Trapinch, and it's after a dragon from Spyro 1, the leader of the Dreamweaver homeworld. And in Arabic, the name actually means gentle and kind, and I actually think that's a really cool name for a Flygon. I think like a big Flygon would be like a gentle, kind teddy bear, dragon type thing. So I'm going to go ahead and name this Trapinch after that dragon from Spyro 1. The name of that dragon from Spyro 1, and the name that I'm giving this Trapinch is Latif. We have Latif, the Trapinch, which I think is pretty awesome. All right, let's spray up another Repel, and then let's go get our final encounter for the episode. We get an awesome fossil. I don't get to pick, though, because we already used Cradily in the original Omega Ruby, so that makes this, that makes the previous game clause for this season for Pokemon Emerald can't be using Cradily or Lily, so we're going to go ahead and be forced to pick Anorith, which is awesome. That's the one I would have wanted anyways, since I used the other one before, so Anorith and Armaldo are really cool, but they're very strange to use because, oh, don't tell me I don't have Rock Smash. Yeah, I do. I just used it. Am I dumb? I might be. I wonder if I could have gotten Geodude here. Not that I would have wanted it, but, you know, possibly. I have no idea. Anyways, Armaldo is interesting to use because it doesn't evolve until level 40, so I'm probably not going to even consider using it until after we've beaten Tate and Liza, because that is when the level limit will be past 40, and I can just straight up go. So we have the Root Fossil here, which is obviously for Lileep, and we have the Claw Fossil, which is for Anorith. So we're going to go ahead and take the Claw Fossil, and once we do, the Mirage Tower will no longer be a thing, so definitely get your encounter here before then, because then you won't have a chance afterwards, because it'll never reappear, because it'll just crumble to the ground and go bye-bye. Yeah, goodbye, Mirage Tower. It was nice seeing you for those short times. Yeah. Our Trapinch is rare now. It's the only Trapinch in existence in this world that is from the Mirage Tower. I mean, you know, from this Emerald playthrough's world. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I got a long trek back to go ahead and go to the next gym leader, which will be our dad Norman back in Petalburg. But before we do, I want to go ahead and take a nice pit stop west of Fall Arbor, you know, and go back to Rustboro City where we fought the first gym leader, because I want to revive that fossil. So I'll see you guys back in Rustboro City. Alright guys, I went ahead and did a little bit of inventory management. I sold all the stuff like the Revive we had, and Stardust, Nuggets, stuff like that. I bought some Super Potions and some Super Repels, along with some Great Balls for the future catching. prowess that we might hopefully have with the newly found Great Balls. Yes. So let's go ahead and talk to this guy. I also went and put Aster and Gobble in the PC, so we can go ahead and give this guy the claw fossil that we just got, and he wants to bring it back to life with the fossil regenerator. I'll give it to him. I'll leave the room because it'll take some time, he said, to go for a walk or something. I went for a walk. I'm done. Let's go talk to him. And it should be ready. Yes, it is. Our fossilized Pokemon has been brought back to life. It was an ancient Pokemon named Anorith. And we get Anorith from the Devon researcher. And we get to give this guy a nickname because this is a gift Pokemon. So I'm going to go ahead and check my list once again for a name for this Anorith, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, I've got a couple of names for this thing. Let's go ahead and check its gender. It is a male. So I've got a name that I like because it's kind of memey, and then I've got a name that's also kind of memey. I don't know which one I want to do. Actually, yes, I do. It's a great reference. Awesome. So I used to name all of my Armaldo that I used a certain name. It's kind of, common of a name. But this name is on the Spyro list, and it's short for, well, the second half of it is short for the name I used to name my Armaldo. So I'm going to go ahead and name this Anorith after the main character from, I say no main characters, I mean like Spyro and stuff. This is the main character from the realm in Spyro 3, Lost Fleet. It's a broken down pirate ship, and he's a pirate. And he's a little weird, and he's a little wacky. And the name of that guy, and the name I'm giving this Anorith, is Crazy Ed. We have Crazy Ed the Anorith, which obviously would be short for Edward. Edward Scissorhands. So, yeah, I like that. Crazy Ed the Anorith. Beautiful name. I love it. I'm very happy with that one. Awesome. So let's go ahead and put Crazy Ed in the PC, get Gobble and Aster out, and then we can go ahead and check out the 3 Pokemon we caught this episode. I did put them in their correct boxes, but I didn't look at them, so I don't know anything about them yet. So let's go ahead, grab Gobble and Aster back on out. Yeah. And put Crazy Ed in the mail's box. And grab Aster. And then we can go ahead and check out the newly found Pokemon. So let's check out Latif the Trapinch. Has a rash nature with Arena Trap. Alright. And we have Battle Armor Adamant Crazy Ed. Beautiful. Oh yes, that's going to be so good if we use him. Love it. Awesome. And let's go ahead and check out our other Pokemon. We have Rusty the Sandshrew, which is a quirky Sandvale. Awesome. Alright, cool. We got some cool Pokemon, and our boxes are pretty even still. So, I'm loving it. And we have to go back to Petalburg now. The only thing left that stands between us and the next gym is training. We've got to get all these guys trained up to level 31, but I do want to go ahead and take on the gym trainers first, because then I can just train straight up to 31 and we'll be good to go. So with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying Emerald once again. I know it's been a good break, but luckily I've been consistent with it now. This is the next day after the last episode, so I'm actually recording it fairly consistently. I'm pretty happy with myself. Hopefully, you guys will be seeing it very soon. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, a like is appreciated. It helps out a great deal. And if you want to see more Pokemon Wedlocks like Pokemon Emerald, feel free to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time when we take on the 5th gym leader and our dad, Norman. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching!